Mars entering Capricorn. So we're going back in time because I kind of went ahead and went back with the Mercury event. So we have Mars entering Capricorn on December 15th at 2:34 p.m. Eastern. Mars has been chilling in Sagittarius for some time now. Mars represents motivation, our focus, like what are we focusing on? Laser beam. And initiation energy. So it's things that we want to start, things that we want to move the needle on, move forward. Capricorn. For Jackie, Capricorn is the cardinal earth sign. It is ambitious, it is traditional, pragmatic, structured. Mars is what we call exalted in Capricorn, aka it's really happy and super high functioning. So when Mars is in Capricorn, like it loves to be, as I've mentioned before, actually in the example, Mars rules Aries and rules Scorpio. So it loves to be in those signs. But when it's in Capricorn, it's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I love being here. So it gets really fired up. And just think about it like this. Again, this is a great way to understand it. Capricorn is ambitious and wants to get things done. Mars wants to do. What a perfect pairing. So you want to make progress, and Mars is like, yeah, let's go. Let's make that progress. Let's move the needle. So that's why it is a great pairing. So it's an opportunity for us to like really get stuff done, which is great if you want to be productive. So the last time that Mars moved through Capricorn, so you can look back, was January 4th through February 13th of 2024. So you can look at that period of time. What are the things I got done? What did I work on? And in what area of life? That's where you look at your chart, what houses are in Capricorn or house is in Capricorn. So for this period, starting on the 15th, going until January 23rd, so December 15th to January 23rd, that's our window of let's make some progress. Let's get some things done. We can kick off projects that are long-term. Capricorn is Saturn ruled, so it thinks about the long term. We can also just start any initiative that will support our long-term growth because Capricorn wants to steadily achieve over time. We could also take charge or lead, cardinal energy, and make progress on anything that's happening in the Capricorn area of our life. So this is one to look forward to that's positive, and we have a chunk of time. We have many weeks where we can harness this energy. I do think it's happening at a particularly interesting time, given that, and I talked about this last year when I did that New Year's class, or this year when I did the New Year's class, that, you know, this isn't really the time of year normally to start something new that's associated with Aries season. But wherever Mars is going, we just have a little push of motivation. So it doesn't mean that we have to change everything or make progress on everything in our lives. We're just focusing on that one area and saying, all right, what can I do here? And how can I think about this in the long term and not just think about it in the moment? Focus on career responsibility, solid foundation for the future. Yeah. So if this happens to be in your 10th house or 6th house, argument's sake, if you're just thinking about money in your 2nd house, then you're thinking about what's something I could start up, what's something that I could do, what's a system that I could put in place to help me in the long term, to help me on that trajectory. So feel free to throw in the chat what house you have or houses you have in Capricorn. The 3rd house, we have communication. So everything that you are setting up, everything that you are writing, everything that you are talking to like local people about, anything with technology, or you could be making a purchase of tech that you need to get for maybe your business or something else for long-term growth. 4th house, hey Shell, 4th house, next one over, that's your physical house, or houses analogy, houses upon houses, your house, your home decor, time for a redecorate, time for a move, time for maybe some renovations or something, like you make the call or you Maybe just start buying some things and just hanging some things up, or painting something. You're going to take the time and you're going to do it. Also, caretaking, family, ancestry. Maybe you decide that you want to have a better understanding of your ancestry. Maybe you start an ancestry project, or you start a scrapbook or something that is capturing memories of your family, or stories or something. Starts in the 11th, primarily 12th in whole sign. So that would be the networking, friends. So it could be joining a club, starting a group, beginning some sort of a new chapter, if you will, in your social media or social media presence, or your soul work. Maybe you are really actually taking the time to just do some of the soul work, do some of the reflection, and go inward, where it was maybe harder to get yourself motivated, but because Mars represents motivation, you're now like, yeah, I'm definitely going to do this. And then you just spend whatever time is necessary or whatever time you can make time for. Jupiter North Node in Capricorn, 6th house. So yeah, Marjorie, what you want to be aware of is you are making progress in creating more work-life balance for yourself, spending more time with pets or getting a pet, thinking about your physical health. How can you optimize? When it hits your Jupiter and your North Node, then it's going to be picking up on the growth and expansion energy. Could be a pro, could be a con. It depends with Mars moving over it, because it could mean that maybe you dip like too far one way or the other, like into an extreme of like getting really excited about it. Or, like you could go so far because it's Mars in the 6th house. 6th house physical health can also be like injury. So it could be you're like, yeah, I'm going to start this new wellness routine or fitness routine. And then you like injure yourself because you like go too hard to the paint. So you just like want to be mindful and aware of that. And the North Node is about reconnecting to your purpose. So you likely would strongly identify with what's going on with the North Node, aka what's happening in the 6th house, what's happening in Capricorn. A lot of health issues already. So if you have your North Node in the 6th house, that's not surprising. It means like part of your purpose is experiencing your health and your body like repeatedly over and over again, and needing to apply structures to it, Capricorn. So with Mars going in there, again, that could help you move the needle to maybe learn some new things, but it also could potentially exacerbate it. So I would just keep an eye out for that, because Mars in the 6th house is injury prone, illness prone. Mars and Neptune in Capricorn in the 7th. So 7th is committed partnerships. So that could be romantic or business relationships, anything that lasts the long term. If you already have Mars in there, that means that you would have Mars, Martian return. So that's another one. I did a whole class on that months ago, months on planetary returns. I have to edit that one as well. So that'll be in the queue at some point. So you have a Mars return, and then, which really is just like extra amplifying the action. So you're generally drawn and motivated in this area of life, but then when Mars is hitting it, those would be some days that you'd want to watch. Are you being too impulsive or too direct, or just the right amount because you need that push? Depends on your circumstances. When it goes over Neptune, you definitely want to be careful, because Neptune is delusion. So you could be taking action because you think something is true or the case, and it's not. So it could be that you are deluding yourself, that you are not necessarily, but maybe you run into some delusion. You have some smoke screens. So whether that's somebody lying to you or presenting themselves in a certain way, and so you don't really see through it clearly, because Mars is just like, I just want to get things done. I want to make some progress. So you want to also be mindful of that day when that happens. So you can use the transit tools to forecast ahead. So you're just looking between that window, and you can just move the dial until it reaches that degree point where Neptune is. And you can give it a little bit of an orb so you know that there's a buildup. So you can go out at least. It's an outer planet, so you could go up to 8, but you could go at the minimum 5 degrees before, 5 degrees after for like when it's sitting in that energy with the conjunction. Drea, 9th house is travel, learning, long distance, religion, spirituality, astrology. So it could be that you book that trip, sign up for that class, buy those books, start going to the library, whatever it is that you really are feeling motivated to learn, to teach, to travel, to connect with all the corners of the globe, even if it's just from where you currently live. So it's a great time for collecting information, like really learning new things and going on a deep dive and just being really curious.